Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Tom from 6 Foot Networks. Thank you for joining me this evening. It is June 15th, Wednesday, 2022, and we are at our hotel for the evening. This is day 2 of our trek across the country. Everything's going well. There's the RAV4 and the trailer. And you can see there's actually a lot of U-Hauls. There's one behind the truck as well. So I feel like there's a lot of parties coming. Ironically, every single license plate on those U-Hauls is from California. Hint, hint. Anyway, trips have not been very eventful. Just a lot of driving, lots of miles, lots of hours, and trying to do the best we can with a pit bull and an 8-year-old, almost 9-year-old in the car. So, but I just wanted to say that this trip's been actually, very peaceful for me. Had a lot of time to clear my head and get some thoughts in order. And I wanted to just take a moment and share, some updates with you guys. Like I said, nothing crazy and fairly uneventful. Not a lot of traffic. We left Arizona. We left Flagstaff this morning at around 9:20, 9:30 or so, and we got to Albuquerque at around 3:30 or so in the afternoon. I took some time to just rest, and my wife and son went to the pool and the spa, and they did their little splashing around events and whatnot, and it was kind of a good time. And as far as I go, Dutchie, my dog, and we just kind of passed out for, 45 minutes or so. I also filled out some paperwork, got on the computer, did some work, checked in on a bunch of my equipment and servers back in California. Everything's working great. But other than that, one thing that we've had a hard time with is finding decent grocery stores, or let me rephrase that, finding decent stores that have decent quality food. We went into I'm not going to mention the name, but we went into a supermarket earlier today when we got into Albuquerque. Eddie, my son, and I went into a Subway to grab a sandwich. My wife went into the supermarket to pick up just, some basic essentials. No dice. I just actually got back with the ice and the trailer because I don't want to unhook the trailer for fear that I'm going to break something or screw it up or somebody will drive off with it or whatnot. So I drove around town trying to find a grocery store. I went to a Walmart, which on their website says they're open until 11 p.m. Yeah, no, they close at 9. In fact, they kick you out at 8:45. I got there at 8:48 and the security guards were like, sorry, we're closed. And I'm like, what? So, get back into the car, drag that trailer another few miles down the road to the neighboring town, whatever it is. I don't even know what direction it is at this point. But I got there. I found a grocery store that was open until 10. Thank God I was able to get some supplies because it's really tough to just take this car with that trailer into drive-throughs or whatever. You have to find pull-through parking, or you do what I did here and you take up 4 parking spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 parking spots. It's tough. But you know what? Let me tell you something. One of the best things to come out of this trip, Hampton Inn and Suites. So for those who don't know, and maybe none of you know because I've never really shared this part of my life, when I was a kid, and by kid I mean like early 20s, I used to work for Hilton Hotels, and specifically I worked for Embassy Suites. Now, Hilton is just an umbrella, right? They have tons of hotels underneath the Hilton family name. Hampton's one of them. Now, we've stayed at Embassy Suites, we've stayed at Hilton Garden Inn, all over California. We used to, kind of made Hilton Garden Inn our default. And then we found actually we found Homewood Suites to be the best for us. We loved those when we stay at, when we go on vacation or whatever. But this is up there. The rooms are massive. The beds are comfy. The pillows are great. Amenities are decent. And more than anything, this is one of the few Hilton hotels that, even if you're a Hilton Honors member, of which I'm a Diamond member of, will give you free breakfast. So we experienced that in Flagstaff because that was the only hotel that had 2 beds available, because you can't have a almost 9-year-old sleeping with you and kicking you and pushing you out of the bed. So we need 2 beds. And my wife and son lit up. They were like, oh my God, this is a great room, blah, blah, blah. So I did it again. We got us a Hampton Inn, and guess what? Tomorrow and the day after will also be a Hampton Inn and Suites hotel, because it seems to be a family favorite, and I have no preference as long as I get a place to put my head down at the end of the night and I get to plug my computer in to do some work and some peace and quiet. So be it. And we're actually really close to the 40, which is the main freeway that goes across the country, and there's like 1 car on it. There's barely any traffic, and I'm surprised because I guess it is 10 o'clock at night, but I would have still expected more traffic on a major major interstate like that. But I guess that's just how they roll around here. Out of about 700 or so miles, 750 or so miles driven, only 1 construction zone kind of derailed us, and we had to go around just to make sure that we didn't lose a lot of time. And it was kind of difficult because we were going over railroad tracks and smaller streets, and with a trailer, not the best situation. But once we ended up getting back on the 40, we seemed to be fine. So we made it here. Tomorrow is day 3. It's probably going to be a very long leg for us, just because we need to make some headway. But we will do what we can. The temperatures are extreme. Both days, yesterday and today, we're in the hundreds. And, that cooks some things, especially with the car. I'm sure the transmission's not happy. I have no idea how much that trailer weighs. This car has a tow rating of 1,500 pounds. The trailer empty weighs 800 pounds. Now, I'm wondering if we have 700 pounds of stuff in there, but I'm thinking we have at least 1,000 pounds in there, because that thing is stuffed to the ceiling, and it drives pretty heavy, especially through hills and stuff. So I hope this baby makes it there. It just crossed 25,000 miles. This car is 5 years old, and it just crossed 25,000 miles. So something to be said. Toyotas make great cars. I had an older version of this. I had a 2014, which unfortunately fell under the lemon law because it needed, I think, 3 transmissions in a matter of 9 months. So I told him to take it. But this is it, and here we are. So for now, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to hit the head, and until tomorrow, I guess. Thank you for watching, as always, and I hope you guys are enjoying this this little update. And that's it. I'm sorry these videos are a little long in the tooth, but for us, it's just another step in our life. So if you're following along, we greatly appreciate it. So have a good evening, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.